How do you estimate projects? After every project you finish, there is the big question of how long will the next one take? How should you estimate such a big piece of work? I'm sure your first instinct is to tell the PO, how should I know? But you can't, because it would get you nowhere. And you want the project to succeed, so you want to give a reasonable answer. So what do? Double your gut feel. You've probably done a project or two like this, so you can try your gut and double it. For example, a day becomes 2 days. 1 month becomes 2. This probably works well enough because you're at least basing this on previous work. And if you're prone to optimism, doubling the duration removes some of that bias. Double and increase the time unit. An interesting heuristic is to take your estimate, double it, and increase the time unit. Do you expect a week? Say 2 months, start to finish. This runs into issues. When a project takes longer than a month, should you estimate 2 years for an initial estimate of 1 month? Probably not. Just focus on the deliverables and renegotiate. You could just accept that prediction is really hard, especially for big projects. And so it's better to focus on smaller work packages and transparency. Smaller deliveries will not necessarily solve your projection woes. The key advantage is that you can easily communicate and update what is happening. If you and the management know what it is that you're working on, and if the schedule starts to slip, you can easily discuss and adjust the timelines. It also gives the management a sense of control. If they see you tackle the hurdles in a manner they agree with, they will accept the slippage. And if they disagree, you can adjust to their expectations and hope for the best. But they would still prefer someone that is transparent and flexible than someone who's not. So you're still safe. Forecasting. Another possibility is to create a simple forecasting model. I suggest using either story points or number of tickets over the last couple of sprints, though it's not a bad idea to look at both and compare. Just sum up the numbers and calculate the mean. In Excel, that would be average, and standard deviation, which in Excel would be STDEV. For example, in 6 sprints, you have the story points 47, 43, 50, 47, 52, and 37. In this situation, the mean would be 46, and the standard deviation would be around 5. On average, you will complete 46 points per sprint, but you will actually end up somewhere between 41 and 51. So now, when you break down and refine your project, you have a rough guide for how long it will take. However, if you want something very sophisticated, I suggest heading over to the blog Black Swan Farming. They have some amazing models and Excel sheets. I highly recommend them. The combine. You should probably use some combination of these. Having clear deliverables with an expectation based on past results will do you wonders. You're not saying no. You're not pulling something out of thin air. You're committed to success and you want to be as transparent as possible so that the manager knows if the project is on track and doesn't have to worry that it goes sideways without them noticing. It's really important to the management that you take the time to plan something, even if the plan doesn't survive contact with the real world.